Do you ever feel guilty for resting or taking time off? You shouldn't. In this episode, I want to talk about that. Hello friends, Pastor Tim Westermeyer here. Good to be with you today. I was watching a YouTube video about something totally unrelated to the theme of this podcast, and was reminded in that video that I think right now in Europe, people are taking a bit of a holiday. I can't remember if that's in July or August. We're taping this in August, and of course it'll be broadcast in August. It's also a time when many of us in the States take some time off. And I was reflecting on that fact of vacation time, of taking time away from work, and my sense, and feel free to push back on this if you think I'm wrong about this, but I think in our culture, that is American culture in the 21st century, maybe in part because of our phones and technology when we're connected all the time, I think we have a complicated relationship with time off, with taking vacation, getting away from work. And I confess that there are times when even I feel guilty about it. So I thought I would just spend a little bit of time today reminding us that God invites and even commands us to take time away, to rest. And that comes initially, it's the very beginning of the Bible. The second chapter of Genesis, we're reminded God finishes, this is the first creation account, God finishes the creation of the heavens and the earth. And then chapter 2, verse 2, and on the seventh day, we're told God finished the work he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all the work he had done. And then verse 3, so God blessed the seventh day and hallowed it. We'll come back to that. So God blessed the seventh day and hallowed it because on it God rested from all the work he had done in creation. So I want to lift up just three quick resources or readings about taking Sabbath time. You might want to look these up and read more fully in them. The first comes from a little book, well, it's actually not that little, called Working, Its Meaning and Its Limits. It's edited by Gilbert Mylander, who is someone I got to know when I was doing some graduate work at Notre Dame. And I've appreciated my relationship with him. And this is a compendium. He's put together writings from different people. This particular one comes from Abraham Joshua Heschel, who is a Jewish author. And he says, among other things, again, he quotes that verse from Genesis, and God blessed the seventh day and made it holy. And then he says, there is no reference in the record of creation to any object in space that would be endowed with the quality of holiness. And he sort of talks about how that goes against what we would expect. We would assume, well, God made the world, and then maybe God would set apart some location and say, well, now this place, this spring, this mountain, this is holy. But it seems, Joshua Heschel says, as if to the Bible it is holiness in time, or the Sabbath, which comes first. And then he concludes again, I just want to lift up a couple things from each of these. The meaning of the Sabbath is to celebrate time rather than space. 6 days a week, we live under the tyranny of things of space. On the Sabbath, we try to become attuned to holiness in time. It's a day on which we are called upon to share in what is eternal in time, to turn from the results of creation to the mystery of creation, from the world of creation to the creation of the world. So that's Abraham Joshua Heschel. Second one I'll lift up, this is a little book called Mudhouse Sabbath by an author named Lauren Winner. And she, like some other authors I've mentioned in the past, has actually been at St. Philip the Deacon for our Faith and Life series. Winner is a Christian, but she was a convert from Judaism. So this whole book is about traditions from her Jewish roots, her Jewish faith, that she kind of misses as a Christian. And she says very clearly, the very first chapter, chapter 1, is on Sabbath. And she says, Sabbath is without question the piece of Judaism I miss the most. And again, I'm not going to read the whole chapter, but this is one of her favorite definitions of Sabbath. When we don't operate machines or pick flowers or pluck fish from the sea, this is what happens. When we cease interfering in the world, we are acknowledging that it is God's world. When we're active, when we're busy, when we're working all the time, we live under this illusion that, well, I'm in control, I'm taking care of business. And when we refrain from that, we remember, oh, maybe I'm not in control, maybe God is. And that's a very important and healthy posture. She also says the Hebrew word for holy means literally set apart. And in failing to live a Sabbath truly distinct from weekly time, I had violated a most basic command, to keep the Sabbath holy, to sanctify time, right? And then the final thing, I've mentioned this author before. This is, again, our good friend Frederick Buechner from a little trilogy. This one's The Wishful Thinking, A Seeker's ABC, and there's a whole section on the Sabbath. And this is, I'll conclude with this, and it's a little bit more, I don't know, poetic. And again, for me at least, I read these words and I think, yeah, I need some of that. So here's what Buechner writes about Sabbath. This is the conclusion of his entry about Sabbath. The room is quiet. You're not feeling tired enough to sleep or energetic enough to go out. For the moment, there is nowhere else you'd rather go, no one else you'd rather be. You feel at home in your body, you feel at peace in your mind. For no particular reason, you let the palms of your hands come together and close your eyes. Sometimes it is only when you happen to taste a crumb of it that you dimly realize what it is that you're so hungry for, you can hardly bear it. And I wonder if in our frenetic and busy culture, we are hungry for a little bit of rest, a little bit of quiet, a little bit of peace. God not only invites us into it, God commands it, and we were made for it. So I hope this August you can enjoy some of those things. Happy Sabbath. As always, thanks for spending some time with me. Be well, stay in touch, and God bless.